have a pretty ordinary winter day ahead of us here in the farmhouse, and I want to take you along with it. Now, every day starts with milking chores, which involves heading out to the barn with a milk pail, a strainer, a jar or two, some clean rags to clean off the cow. Breakfast this morning is simple. We're all having eggs, smoothies, and some sourdough toast. I try to keep sourdough on hand so that we can have bread with our eggs in the morning. It just makes it so much better. Girls' music instructor is coming this morning, and so I get to watch them play with him. Now, you may have noticed there was 2 guitars there. In case you were wondering, there's one violin, that's what my oldest daughter plays, and then my second daughter plays guitar, and then their instructor plays in the background as well. We have some homeschool to do this morning. This is a family effort at this point. Right now, which we switch this up constantly, Luke is taking the 2 younger boys, the younger school boys, upstairs to individually work with them on their subjects, and then I'm working with the 2 older girls, and then the younger boys are mostly just playing toys and Theo is napping. That's how we're currently structuring things. This changes all the time depending on what they're learning and which of us is better suited to sit with which kid, but that is how the morning goes. Now, I am going to make myself a cup of afternoon coffee after school, after lunch. This is when I get myself a cup of coffee and do some of the projects that I want to do, whether it be editing a video or organizing something, sewing something, cleaning, photography for the blog. I have some French press coffee here that I'm going to make into a Yogi collagen coffee. This is a pro-metabolic practice. I like to add some protein to my afternoon coffee for sustained energy throughout the afternoon. So basically, I get my coffee in a pot so I can warm it up, add an egg yolk, some raw cream, collagen peptides, maple syrup, and blend it. I don't really measure anything. I just do it to taste, and eyeballing it, it makes this big, frothy, beautiful cup of coffee that I really enjoy having. I just got Theo down for his afternoon nap. Luke and the boys are off getting some supplies for a job they have to do upstairs. They have some plaster to patch in a few different areas. More on that boys' room makeover to come, and kind of like the stuff that happened with that, which I explained in one of my recent videos about how things went wrong with that. And so we have some things that we have to actually just bring back to baseline before we can move forward on that project. I have a few things I want to get done this afternoon. I have an organizing project, which I've been doing a lot of lately. It's the January organizing, decluttering bug has hit me, and there are a lot of spaces. Even though I feel like I keep this place very organized, I still have certain spaces in my home that just get overrun with things and shoved full of things. I have a little bit of meal planning I want to do, so more on that in a little bit. But first I want to tell you about today's video sponsor, Brooklinen. Brooklinen is giving you $20 off any order over $100 if you use my code FARMHOUSE20. You can follow the link in the description box below. I received this beautiful, delicious box of linen. Whenever I open a box of Brooklinen, especially the linen hardcore bundle, which just has that loose weave, flax, crunchy, crispy, casual, comfortable farmhouse feel to me. There's just nothing like it. I'm almost giddy about it. I open it up and I'm like, wow, look at how beautiful this is. This was my first time seeing the khaki chambray color, and I'm very, very pleased with it. Throughout my home, I have various shades of khaki, tan, white, off-white. I really like the way neutrals play off each other. It's a lot more interest than just white on white, but it also still has the comfortable, relaxed feel that I can layer on top of. I like to take the base, like my comforter and my sheets, and layer on colorful pillows and pleated lampshades and colorful rugs throughout my home. And so I really was happy to see this beautiful color that I paired with the white linen duvet. And then I have a couple of the khaki linen pillowcases and a couple of the white pillowcases that I layer on top of each other with my Brooklinen pillows. And then I always finish the foot of the bed with the Brooklinen quilt. Brooklinen is based in Brooklyn, New York, and they were founded on the philosophy that people deserve simple, beautiful home essentials without the luxury markup. They have over 100,000 5-star reviews, so they are tried and true. People love them everywhere, myself included. Now, as I showed you today, I got the linen hardcore bundle. The way that works is instead of buying individual items, you can save 25% by purchasing a hardcore bundle, which includes the core sheet set, an extra set of pillowcases, and the duvet cover. The linen that I chose, which I can never get enough of, it's my favorite material to sleep in. So comfortable any time of the year because it's cozy for cold nights. I love it whenever we have our door open and just outside of our bedroom door is a orange glowing fire and I get underneath those crispy linen sheets. They're also great for warm nights as well. I love my linen year round. My Brooklinen sheets are the most comfortable and beautiful sheets. I love making my bed with my freshly washed linen sheets, and I couldn't recommend them to you more. Brooklinen is offering Farmhouse on Boone viewers $20 off a purchase of $100 or more by using the code FARMHOUSE20. Again, use the code FARMHOUSE20 and click the link in the description box below. Thank you so much to Brooklinen for sponsoring today's video. The next thing on my agenda is organizing this closet we have under the steps. Now, the first thing I want to say about this closet is it is not useful. I've learned this over the years, and somehow I still put things in there, and other people in my family put things in there that we're not ready to make a decision about yet. You know those things in your house that you know, or at least you think you might still want someday, but you're not 100% sure that you'll use it, but you also aren't ready to get rid of it. That's what goes in this closet. And because of the way the closet is structured, it just doesn't allow for you to look through the things that are in there. So if it goes in there, it might as well just be gone forever. So I've come up with a use for this closet. It is going to house cleaning supplies, which it already does. We have our carpet cleaner, we have a steamer for the floor and a vacuum, and that is pretty much all we need. Anything beyond that, really, we don't need for cleaning. I also use it to store extra diapers and wipes, which we tend to stock up on, and then shoved all the way to the back is extra pillows. And I don't really have a place in my home to keep those, but as I was going through them, I found several that I could get rid of and several that I just wanted to wash up. So I made a little pile of about 5 that I couldn't live without, washed all of the covers. I actually was pretty mad when I was going through them because they were shoved so far to the back that I wasted opportunities last summer to get them out. They're very cute porch pillows for the summer, and they're so far back that I didn't even really remember that I had them. So I am majorly minimizing what's going on in here. I'm not going to keep even some things that I think are nice just because I don't even know I have them. So what's the point? So I'm minimizing it down to about 5, I think I said, did I say 4? Did I say 5? Pillow inserts and covers. The rest are going. I also have this medallion that I bought for a different project. It was the wrong size. I never returned it. It was cool looking, and so I kept it, but guess what? It's been years, so it's going. Somehow we ended up with an extra floor steamer. That's going. Basically, I want to open this closet, know what I have, and actually use it. If you don't know you have it, what's the point? I say this all the time, and still I have to go around my house and implement this strategy of minimizing. And I feel like after doing several projects, so I recently did the craft cabinet, I did an overhaul in our bathroom, I did our pantry. I don't feel like I have any hidden spots like this right now, and it feels so good Now, I completely did this steps closet 3 years ago now. Yeah, it was definitely 3 years ago, April of 2020, because my family was in Colorado and I did this while they were out of town, Luke and a few of the kids. This is what 3 years of neglecting this cabinet looks like. A couple things that I want to keep, like this baby gate, are going down to the basement because I don't feel like this closet is the right spot. And then I have some clips for curtains that were in there with the rods, but they belong in here with pleater hooks and pleater tape and other curtain accessory type things. I try to do a lot more getting rid of whenever I'm decluttering a space rather than moving things down to the basement or out to the barn, because then you're just kind of kicking the can down the road. So for the most part, I got rid of stuff between trash and donation. But there were a few things that just the spot that they should go was not that closet. I kept just this handful of pillows, these cleaning supplies, and a nice basket of diapers, a roll of fabric. This seemed like an okay spot to keep it, but that's it. That is all that is in this closet. It feels so good because I can actually get around in it. I can pull out the vacuum without knocking over a baby gate and shuffling around a medallion that I'm probably not ever going to use in a project. Even if it costs money, it's going to have to go. I have a few more minutes before Theo wakes up from his nap, so I'm going to sit down and dream about cooking for my family in the coming weeks. I'm looking for some new inspiration and ideas, but then adapting them for the ingredients I have access to, our taste preferences, our grain preferences. So in some cases, I see an idea for a really nice pizza that has a combination of ingredients I might not have thought of, but then I use my sourdough crust. I will change it for whatever is seasonally available. But I like to, every once in a while, I need to be reminded of some dishes that I completely forgot existed that my family enjoys. Plus, winter is such a cozy time to curl up with a quilt, a hot drink, and do some planning and dreaming. A few of the ideas I wrote down was a sweet potato mac and cheese from Nigella. I like the idea of adding sweet potatoes to macaroni and cheese. I do macaroni and cheese homemade here a lot, and I love to add squash and sweet potatoes to things, especially in the winter. I saw a pizza with roasted garlic, spinach, toasted pine nuts, and fresh ricotta, and baked eggs and tomato sauce from Apricot Lane Farm, and then creamy tomato garlic soup and scalloped potatoes from the Prairie Homestead cookbook really stuck out to me. I had some more ideas as well, but I encourage you to spend some time this winter. It's just a fun, cozy thing to do, and it can make you feel a little bit more prepared and inspired. Now I'm going to get dinner going. I also need to do a couple quick photos for the blog for sourdough dumplings. So I'm going to be making a basic soup and then a sourdough dumpling to go in it. So I got some lard going in my cast iron Dutch oven, and then added some diced carrots, potatoes, and onions. Now I get bacon from my sister's farm, and so I never want to waste that good fat because I know her practices are really great. Like, she does all organic, pastured, and so I know the fat from that bacon is healthy, and so I like to always strain it off and then use it in cooking applications like this. Now, the recipe for sourdough dumplings is now on the blog if you want the exact measurements, but I'm doing some flour, salt, baking powder, butter, sourdough starter, parsley, egg, and making little dumplings to put in the soup in order to give it a carb. I love to either add something like barley or serve my soup with a side of bread, something carby to make it more filling, more satisfying for my family. Normally I would do chicken in something like this, but I had a pork shoulder roast, so it's been cooking slowly in the oven all day. The way that I like to cook something like that is sear it in lard and then add some salt, pepper, herbs, a cooking liquid, so some wine or broth or a combination of the two. Pop it into the oven with a lid on in the Dutch oven and just cook it all day at 300 degrees. I do the same thing with roasts for beef. Any roast, big cut of meat like that, cooking it in a cooking liquid with herbs and salt and pepper and letting it just sit all day in a low oven makes the most tender meat that you can put in a soup or add barbecue sauce and do barbecue sides like homemade macaroni and cheese, homemade coleslaw, crispy potatoes, or shredding the meat and making it into tacos is something that we really like to do. I hope that you are enjoying your February days. We are getting so much closer to spring. I feel like I've really embraced this winter so far. We've done a lot of cozy meals, cozy cooking. If you haven't yet checked out the video I did a few months back, like last month, where I shared some things to help you get through winter, some creative projects that you can do, some new things that you can learn so that you can not just wish it away. I find myself so often wishing winter away when there's really a lot that can be done. I'm finally folding up those clean pillowcases. I'm going to put them in that closet with the few pillow inserts that I saved so that I can pull them out, put them on the porch when it is spring, and enjoy that outside sunshine again. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you are brand new, please hit that subscribe. I make new videos every week on food from scratch, natural living, and a handmade home.